Yes, thank you very much. It is the 22nd of Feb 2022. This is Hit TV, and like you know, every Tuesday 5 p.m. you're sure we are going for the Startup Talk. Thank you very much also for voting the Startup Garage and the Total Energy Startup of the Year. We are moving. We moved to the next stage. We are among the top 90 in the country, and that was because you voted actually. So we now await to see whether we go through or not. Like I told you, if we go through, then you know we are going to add in a lot from ourselves. So this week we should be able to focus again on new startups that are planning to acquire yourself some funding this very year, and that is what we are doing today. We are going to first have a short break. When we return, I should be able to take you through or welcome our guest this evening.
You're watching Hit TV, empowering you.
Yes, thank you very much. Welcome back from that very short break. Now, this is Sankara Abiarhanga, and you're watching the Startup Talk. We are funded and supported by Empower Youth in Technology under the project The Startup Garage. Our other partners is Yali LLC, that is Regional Leadership Center, and that is how we're moved up. Then you know who is actually going to be helping you and the different ways. So today we are joined in by I should say a very wonderful and there's a word that gives me headache, enthusiastic woman over here, Dr. Chloe. You're welcome on the show. I'm so certain that writing is more fond of people with PhDs. You're not going to let that go. Yeah, you could say hi to the viewer and we proceed.
Hello, good evening viewers.
Yes.
I'm called Dr. Chloe Komugabo. I'm very excited and delighted to be part of this project of the Startup Garage.
Yes.
And I'm happy and welcome you to the Startup Talk.
Yeah.
This evening.
Yes.
Good evening.
Wow. Thank you very much. Now you need to drop a comment that was actually a very beautiful greeting over there. That's not so common in Africa. Yeah, so we are coming to you live from the offices of Mbazadi. Now that is Mbarara. Is it Mbarara? Called Mbarara?
It's Mbarara Zonal Agricultural Research and Development Institute. It is one of the narrow institutions that is in charge of agricultural technologies for the interest of that takes interest of the Southwestern Agroecological Zone.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You're going to be hearing more of those terms, but in case you don't know NARO, that goes for National Agricultural Research Organization, and this is the zonal, I would say, regional offices. Okay. Yeah, so we stop at that. Now the lady we host today, Dr. Chloe, is an agricultural research scientist at this very premises that you could be seeing, but she goes ahead. She is an entrepreneur, and she goes ahead to lead as the CEO of Adopt. Is it Adopt Limited? Yes, Adopt Limited is an agribusiness based company that actually deals more with we're talking about animal feeds, we're talking about seeds, but also consultants in that same very area. Now, if there's anything that I left out when we come to profession, then you need to be pulling it off. But for someone watching you, of course, for the very first time and has interest in knowing a little bit more about you, could there be something you're free with, sharing to the world?
Yeah. Thank you very much, our host, Mr. Sankara. Yeah. Once again, Chloe Komugabo are my names, or is my name. Yeah, I'm a specialist, technical professional specialist in fisheries and water-related technologies, including farming in the waters. I have a PhD and a postdoctorate in the same area, but especially in production of animals that are raised in water, and then producing their feed, and then any other information. And that is what he called the consultancy related to seed and feed production. At first I was reserved on the fish, but with interest I got more knowledge in animal as a whole, especially the non-ruminants. But I'm now interesting myself in the ruminant area too.
We need to understand the difference though. Non-ruminants, ruminants.
In the animals that don't chew the cud, animals with one stomach, including man, fish, poultry, piggery. Then the ruminant side are those animals that can eat grass, and they have more than one chambers of the stomach.
I know goats, cows, and the like. Okay, so we get that difference, and it's really pretty. Let's talk about Adopt Limited.
Yes. So other than being an agricultural research scientist, I thought that I need to to share the science, to share the lab things I do with the world, especially the youth. So through mentors and other public speakers, I developed the interest of developing a company, and this is a profit-making company for that case, for the Adopt Limited, and I based it on agriculture. So it's an agribusiness company. And to start Adopt, I was triggered, if I could use the word, by a problem. And these were two. One was the increasing population, that was the status quo, and the problem was the need for food, and especially quality proteins. And we know that from the nutritional perspective, or nutritional point of view, most what they call quality are usually animal proteins, because humans being animals digest very fast. So I was looking at us producing enough animal protein, natural animal proteins. Being Africans like good food. Yep. So to produce animals, you cannot produce animals without food. So I was looking at producing the young ones, or the stock, which in this case I'm calling seed, plus the nourishment, which is feed. Yes. So those two problems, I knew that the will is there. People want to farm, because statistics show that more than 70% of households in Uganda are indulged in raising animals. But the biggest challenge they have is getting the quality stock, the quality seed. And once they have the quality seed, the genetics, the good traits of milk, the good traits of meat cannot come out unless they are supported by good feed. So those gave me an opportunities, and they provided the market for me to make money using the technical expert that I acquired from school and internship and training. And by practice, of course, as you experience. Yes. So finally you decided to launch that, register and start running it as a business. Yes, I just started as a business. Okay. Later on, probably the registration came later. Okay. Well, this is actually dedicated to you who sit in office, and you could actually use that very expertise to have. Well, people refer to it as side hustles, but
we are about to see anyway what or the extent that side hustle could actually go in case you invest in actually lobbying for it. So this episode is dedicated to you guys who have those offices and big books over you. There is actually something you could do aside, but that is not for today. We are going to have this short break. When we return, we talk about the theme that you saw on the flyer that we shared from yesterday till today. We are talking about the Tony Elumelu Foundation Fund or Support Fund that is up for grabs for startups.
Like any other city in the Pearl of Africa, Uganda, Mbarara is another hub of female-run street businesses. Among many as such is also the black gold to many city female dwellers, Chako.
Omuwiki waba okozereje ekihango nobasa kuguza ensaho nk'itaano.
In fact, Chako consumption in urban centers was put at 65.7% in the National Chako Survey for Uganda 2015 by the then Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, only believed to have certainly increased over the years. While this poses a threat to climate, stimulating the increase in deforestation.
After realizing this problem, we decided to start L-Smart Conservation Technologies. This is a company that produces briquettes, it produces fire starters as well as stoves.
Amazina ganje mbanyeta Mugara John Bosco, abinji mbanyeta Jebi, L-Smart batuyambere munonga. Abokuba kuza nkandi yawo nashobirwe burizanka nkosa makarage mitware binashinjikanana. Konka izarumwo mushiza yiza yangambara bikarebi yabinshoborera wa L-Smart nanza nangwa nabijoga na byanga kuna amazire yaje atikambi kwereze merekera kone niza kugira ki niza gishashura ntikare leta yabe leta mbwenu omuntu wabe nakosha sinje mutware na kanana ati ninkose 14 na 5 ebihega bishatu biteke meresya amize njano mugareba gahire ndyo niza goya emere yarigiroho byo nabikozere ni mukoro mbwire buke kandi nguma umwanya gubonire
sigireje bonire tekureta choya tekureta burofa aho kutekerana haguma bonire kandi egumire nushashura mpora kandi nese furya nisigara zibonire teyine na mwika gona.
It's true. Charcoal briquettes have more reasons to be your cooking energy choice. Cook smart with L-Smart Conservation Technologies, makers of L-Smart charcoal briquettes, briquette stoves, briquette ovens, and fire starters. Reach them now via 0758 487007 or 0771 872 299.
Yes, thank you very much. Welcome once again. Now, that was actually L-Smart. That is one of our supporters, and that is a testimony from his clients. In case you're a mother, in case you're, our beautiful wives there. But also university students, female university students, this is some clean energy for you. Charcoal briquettes is a very big one for you to use. Now, what you watched, that is actually a client who uses it and was telling you how it is actually good. So try them out. In case you don't know where to get them from in Mbarara, the number you see on your screen, that is what you need to actually be calling, and you're going to be receiving that. Now, moving forward with the show, in case you just joined us, we are talking about, well, maybe a little background. Empower Youth in Technology, and under the Startup Garage, this year we have lined up a calendar of what you may need to apply for as a startup, because we believe grants are out there. We talked about the NACE Africa, the Youth Ideathon. We got that. a few of our colleagues won that, and we believe more of you guys could actually win that. Now, there is another call that is actually nearing its deadline for application, and we're talking about the Tony Elumelu Foundation financing, support fund. Now, these guys started, well, of course, Tony Elumelu Foundation started way back around 2010, but we could later see the fund come in 2016, and there are different cohorts of more than 5 at least that have won this, and we believe you could also win yourself one. Now, the host today, the one that we have today on the show, is one of the beneficiaries. Well, one of those cohorts that actually won this fund, and wanted to hear from her, word from horse's mouth, and to make sure at least you consider applying for this, which is why majorly we are doing this episode. So, Doctor, we could roll back to those years way back in time with your adopt idea, and then you finally get to come to the market. But tell us the story generally while you're linking it to Tony Elumelu. Yes. Yeah,
thank you very much. Once again, Mr. Sankala.
Yes.
Yes, the Adopt Limited Agribusiness Solutions.
Yes.
I also did not know about Tony Elumelu Foundation. You guys, you're lucky viewers. You are very lucky that Empower Youth Technologies is bringing such opportunities close to you. So it was only one Sunday when I had gone to church, and then a member of my church came up to testify of how God has been merciful to her, that she had won an award
from Tony Elumelu,
a grant,
yes,
worth $5,000 plus 3 months of training and mentorship from Tony Elumelu Foundation. So next time when the call was out, that was 2018. So in 2019, I was lucky that I came across a call for startups to take up the grant. And I just picked from there, and then I applied. So that's how I link Adopt, actually the foundation of Adopt. I just link it straight to Tony Elumelu Foundation.
Were you like sort of operating already, or it was at the idea stage? It was
I had the idea, I had started, but informally. I had started, but informally. So I can say that now Tony Elumelu Foundation birthed Adopt into a legal company, a legal business company.
Yeah, so let's roll back to the application kind of tech.
Yes.
Because this is the stage we are at right now.
Yeah, thank you viewers once again. In the application, what enticed me to apply, by that time, by the way, I'm one of the very lucky persons on earth, because this call was for youth. And 2019, I was no longer youth. I wasn't a youth. I was a woman who opted to create a safe landing for myself after former employment. After public service, in public service, the aim is not money, but the aim is to provide services for welfare of the country, of society, of the community. But then I thought about retirement. I thought about employment for my members in my community, my children, my grandchildren. So I said I need to set a long-term strategy, and one of them was for a company. But when I saw that call, there were many components, but one of them was to have to present a business idea, and that business idea had to be innovative, and in a way that it gives you money, but while solving community problems. And like community problems could be youth employment. That is very emphasized in the Tony Elumelu Foundation, because Africa youth, the biggest asset we have as Africa is our youth. We have a lot of youth, and therefore we have the labor. And so if we could equip them with innovative thinking, innovative ideas, then they can create employment and therefore probably reduce the migration to other continents. We could develop Africa into the Africa we want as the agenda, the African agenda 2040. No, that is for Uganda. I think it's 2060 something.
Okay.
Yes, the Africa agenda, it is the Africa we want. It can only be taken up by the youth. So in my company, I had youth that are members, that are shareholders, although I was leading them as a visionary leader. So I decided to apply for it. So based on employment, creating employment opportunities, especially for the youth, and being a profession in agriculture, I was looking at farming in hills, being involved in agriculture, but not necessarily getting dirty. And one of the areas I thought about, and I had thought about, was producing the seed. It started with a fish part, because in a hatchery where we produce the fry or the young of the fish, there's no mud. It is actually in concrete, it is in tanks, it is in basins, it is in a clean place. So any youth can take it up.
Yes.
Any youth can take it up. Then another one was producing one of the enterprises I had was piggery. Also, pigs are not reared in dirty places. There are no mud. Usually the modern technology uses clean facilities, not muddy facilities as it used to be in our tradition. So I emphasized those ones while I was writing my project, and then I emphasized the youth, bring the youth, developing products as a company, but those products could still be taken up. The value chain could be extended to the youth, either in production, in marketing, and even in consumption, because nutrition, you cannot have a productive population which is if the nutrition is not right. We know that malnourished populations cannot produce because they have a lot of time that is wasted. First in development, in the first stages of development, these days we talk about wasting. A child who cannot think, whose brain is not fully developed, who falls sick very often, and sometimes they can even die below 5. Then when they grow up, taking up hard courses that require thinking, like you see mathematics and science, when we talk of people in STEM, science, technology, mathematics and engineering, it needs people whose brains are well developed, especially at the young age. So we are looking at the youth playing a big role in that. So I made a proposal, I applied, and I was awarded the grant. And from the grant, before you got the grant,
yes,
one peculiar thing about Tonel Melo Foundation is that they will tell you that as you apply, then you get the grant, they give you some training. And it's a big training. One thing they didn't do was to give us certificates, but they give you a 3-month training in entrepreneurship, and you get it from really grounded professionals. After the 3 months training, at the end of the day, all that training is supposed to culminate into development of a bankable business plan. And it was my first time developing a business plan. Being a biophysical scientist, I didn't have a lot of exposure and
so it was
technical
as basic as,
yes, technical grounding in business plans. Actually, what I thought was a business plan, I came later to learn that what I knew was a business plan was actually an enterprise budget. But a business plan has more details.
Yes.
So that's the exposure I went through. And then after that one, I had my business plan. Actually, even if I had not got funding, I would have still succeeded without the tunnel mill funding.
That was like after the training, their training.
Yes.
Okay.
So after that training, there's a portion. They give you a mentor. And they match you because we are different people. Some are in art and designs, others are in hotel and restaurants, others in marketing, others in ICT. So any youth can apply, provided where you are, you see that you have an idea, it can give you money at the same time while answering or while reducing community problems. Every community has a peculiar problem, so it is up to you to identify a peculiar problem in your given community.
Okay.
So they match you after you've been identified that your idea has potential to bring to give you money,
some impact, yes,
and impact positively on the community in terms of nutrition, in terms of welfare, in terms of environment, in terms of information, access to food, depending on your idea. So then they match you to a mentor, someone who has passed through Tunnel Melu and has been doing a business in that area for long and has experience to share with you and help you and even connect you to other either partners or funders or other advisors. So that was so peculiar. That is so peculiar about the Tunnel Melu Foundation.
Okay. Well, you just got that from the beneficiary. Now, we need to arrest a few fears. There are people who are not into sourcing for capital via, sourcing for grants and all that, because of the fear of the strict kind of the treat. Like maybe it's going to be hectic for you to first come up with that comprehensive kind of application. So the question would be, anyway, if it was as disturbing at that level, was it as that disturbing that someone should actually fear it? The other one is the long time. I mean, the time you talked about, the training time. The mode. Do people have to first travel to Nigeria to get that? Or it was kind of online, and then there is this kind of hectic also side of it. How does it, was it kind of flexible, the training itself? Then later you could talk about there's also the after winning. You've gotten your grant, they have given you the money, then there's now accountability phase. Some funders are actually strict. Okay, we're going to start from there.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator and the host. Then actually, the application bit for Tunnel Melu Foundation is one of the easiest, because there is a form.
Yes.
There's a form that you fill. So whatever you're going to write is there are guidelines, there are guiding notes for you. So I think anyone can fill. But one thing, you must adhere to the deadline. For any call, there are always guidelines on when. So you must make sure that you submit before that deadline. Then the other one,
you're looking at the flexibility of the training program, yes.
The training, once you're selected, you're actually very excited, because I've never seen any sponsor, any company or any person who will give you money to do business without even knowing where you are. So these people promise, they select you, that you'll get the money, and you really got it. Because for us, when we are selected, we are in thousands, over 40,000 across Africa. And you can imagine, if you were to give each of them 5,000, how much money is that? Actually, it's a huge amount of money. So at first, my husband was telling me, I don't think you'll get that money. You don't know Nigerians. But Tunnel Melu is not a Nigerian. I think he's He's a white-bodied man, although the skin looks black, and the people tend to associate black with uncertainty. But I think he's different, and I can testify. So anyone can apply, and there are no stringent measures. The training is online, and there are various modes. They will send you the notes on email. Then there is a Telegram, there is a WhatsApp group, so you can learn. It is very flexible.
Okay, so the other one is on the accountability now. Finally, you won, and yes.
So
well, it has
before
here.
Thank you. Before, once you've gone through that training and they are going to send you money, one thing, there are things you must do, and which are to your advantage. Actually, if you go through it, then you have it all. One of them is that the company must be registered, and that once you have a registered company and you are legal, then you are not limited. You can work from even space because you have the legal backup. That is one advantage of applying for this call. Then another one is that the company must have a post office address, because the paper communication is still very viable. So you have to open up an account, a post office address, to make sure that you are not you really exist. You are not a robot, or you are not someone who does not exist. Then after that, there is due diligence. Usually that one is to find out really whether you exist where. They will need something to show that if you tell people, for example, now that you are at Mbazadi, then how can someone prove that really you live at Mbazadi? Probably, in my case, for example, now, someone might require a pay slip. If I say I work with Naro and I'm based at Mbarazadi, probably a pay slip of my salary could be a proof that I work with Naro. So sometimes they may require either a bank statement or a bank slip or an electricity slip where you pay water bills, or probably to the least extent they can accept a letter from the LOC one, but they will want those an identity that attaches you to where you claim to be living, or to be your location.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so,
then you must open up an account number, but they'll tell you, they'll give you time. You open up an account number with the United Bank for Africa, UBA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we heard about the model that after some time of you implementing
of you winning.
Yeah, after
being considered a winner.
Exactly. Yeah. That there is another opportunity that comes with a bank. Could you share about that? Do you know anything about it?
A bank? It's like
about UBA, yes.
Yeah. Because Tony Elmel Foundation, I think, is the owner of the UBA bank. And if you have a business that has a bank account, then it means that you can transact even across borders, and you can monitor your transactions and therefore have audited books of accounts. And that gives you an advantage that you can easily access finances now from any other source after that. But even Tony Elmel Foundation, once you've finished using the grant, then they can give you more. They can give you a loan, they can give you more grants, but with an interest now. They can give you a loan, but with a smaller interest compared to our commercial bank. To make sure that your business grows. They will move with you throughout your business lifetime until you are stable and self-sustaining, I can say.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, you who is actually still watching us. Now, in case you just joined us, we as Empower Youth in Technology promised that we will be able to bring opportunities closer to startups, and the most urgent one right now is called Tony Lumelu, which you need actually to apply for. We put a link above this video. You should be able to click in that link and go ahead and apply. But the good news is that at the end of this show, we are going to play for you a clip that takes you through all the process of applying, at least. So that's why you need to keep around. But doctor, in interest of time, and of course we cannot talk forever, unfortunately, but the best thing anyway was that the biggest content was actually to show these guys at Tony Lumelu Foundation for that application. that funding opportunity works for all, and we have opportunities. We have people who have won it here in Barara, and that is another reason for you to actually apply for this program. Now, doctor, we are going to close it with any closing remarks from you. We could link it to Adopt Limited. We could make for you a Kalango at least, but also in case you have some message for startups, because you've been there, especially those that are championed by ladies or females. In case you have any simple message for them, then we should be able to close. Also, we could give these people a chance in case someone actually would wish to have guidance through perhaps the application phase or later from all these stages of Tone Rumero. Maybe you could also share the contacts. That is, if you're fine with it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, to the viewer, thank you so much that you're still with us. My last remarks, what can I say? My last words probably on this episode would be that please utilize every opportunity that you can get, especially in form of a grant, to get money to support your startups. Startup capital is never easy, especially here in Africa, where the youth struggle to start businesses without the support of parents or the family. And from school, it is assumed that you're supposed to get
you get on the
a job, and in that case, a public or a civil service job. But these days, those opportunities are dwindling because we have so many graduates out there, and the public offices are not expanding. The ministries are not expanding, but
we
the
are merging them instead.
Yes, the population needs more food. We are lucky in Africa that we are gifted by nature. We have a very conducive climate, and therefore we can grow crops throughout the year and feed the whole world, especially those that are staying in temperate regions and they have winter, those ones that are in deserts and they don't have rain. We can be a food basket. About Adopt Agribusiness Solutions, we have our head offices in Chengera, in Mugongo, but after COVID, we also we went to the community, closer to the community, because we had a lot of immigration, people migrating from towns to villages. So we are here at now we are partnering with Narumbarara Zedi, where I work, and we have our offices there. For now, we are dealing in piglets. We are selling out piglets. We are selling fish fry. We are selling molasses for the animal sector for dry season feeding, because climate change is becoming real and we have to conserve feed, especially fodder. And then molasses, or those the shukari gurus, is what we use to add more energy, to make sure that the grass we keep for cattle, especially and goats, has more energy, and then is conserved by the acid or the lactic acid that is produced by the bacteria they are in. So in case you want those technologies, piglets, fish fry, fish feed, and all those animals and molasses, we are available. To the youth who are applying, if it is not late, you can contact me for guidance, because we want as many youth to start business and become self-sustaining, for them to make the Africa that we want. So my contacts, I can be contacted by mail on c.komugabo@gmail.com. On phone, I usually use Airtel on +256 702 553341. I repeat for the phone, 07 if you are Ugandan, 0702 553341. We even have a Tony Olmelo Foundation group in Uganda. I can provide more guidance, and you reach out to them wherever you may be. And I encourage you guys to apply. This is a big opportunity that can take you to greater heights, so that you become an employer and not a job seeker. Yeah, see you when you see me next time.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Doctor. We are very humbled, privileged, and all the good words that could fit there. It's not usually common to have a 30 minutes of a doctor. not so often, yeah, but we are so glad, and this is what we actually do as Empower Youth in Technology. Now on our page, Empower Youth in Technology, on the page AIT TV, YouTube AIT TV, we are tagging in Tony Lumelu. Also, you need to find the link we attached, and you should be able to apply for this opportunity, because this is actually what we do for you. Now as we end this, I should be able to let you watch this clip. It has how you can apply from minute 1 up to when you're actually submitting your application. And like she told you, from application we expect at least the Tony Lumeru people to contact you, send you email confirming that they received that, and then also of course announcing the next steps. But like she says, from there you are enrolled into a program that is going to empower you in entrepreneurship and general business development for around, at least she talks about 3 months. We should be able to confirm that. After that, I think the next stage is actually to announce the winners of that. What I know is that they fund up to 5,000 startups across Africa, and Uganda is one of those. She was actually one of those previously, so you need to actually take this serious. But now I shouldn't be able to go beyond this. The next episode is going to be also coming on next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Thank you very much for watching. Please watch this guide
to the 2022 Tony Lumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. So this video will focus on how to apply for the program as a first timer. Now there are 2 stages in this application. One is to create a profile in the TEF Connect website. So once you create that profile, then the next step now is to apply to the program. Now, the first thing to do as a first timer, if you have already applied in the previous years, all you need to do is to come here and click on sign in. But if this is the first time you are applying for this program, you need to click on sign up. So once you click on sign up, it takes you to the sign up page. You fill in your details, and then you click on sign up. Now, once you do that, it sends an email to you. You go to your email, verify the link. Always remember that you always use an active email address, because it's going to send you verification emails. So once that is done, it will take you back to the login page, and from here you will now put that email that you use in creating it, and also that password. This is after you have verified it in your own email. So now the next thing is to click on login. So once I log in, click on login, put your email and put your password, click on login, login successful. This is my profile. So the next thing to do is to go up here. You will see applications. You see applications, click on applications. It will show you all the programs that the Tony Lumelu Foundation is handling, the previous programs. So the ones that are active, the one that is active is actually the one you are going to apply. There are other ones there that are already closed. So this is it. 2022 as at the year of this video. So click on apply. So when I click on apply, you select the country, the language. So I'm from Nigeria, so we use English. So click on English, click on next. So here is the next phase. So this is just read through this information, which is very important because these terms and conditions is what defines what happens on the program. So you need to know every bit of what is being said here. So once you do that, you can now click on accept, then it takes you, so by the time you follow through all this process of applying now, and then you write an aptitude test and write everything that goes with it, then you have applied. Okay, so don't create a profile and think you have applied and stop there. No, I'm not going to show you the rest because I'm going to use this opportunity to apply to the program. So once you are doing it, so at this point, I think you can do it on your own. So if you cannot do it on your own, there's no problem with that. Send an email to that email that you saw. Will help you out with it. Thank you and bye.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, I'm trying on Muchiga. Bueno, if you have any event, it can be a music show, it can be a party, big or small, and you want it live, you can even catch me and my band on EYIT TV. That is on YouTube, Zoom, or Facebook.
EYIT TV, empowering you.
Get a trusted laptop or desktop from nowhere else but Think Innovations Inc. Yes, for 24/7 support, repairs, computer accessories, and spares. Think Innovations Inc. is your partner. Find us in Barara City, room AF51, or call us now on 0753 975042 or 0789 708 838.
You're watching EYIT TV, empowering you.